I'm gonna have some fun with this one here.
Woo-hoo!
In the morning, when I wake up, all I want is Mary Joanna. In the evening, when I'm thinking, all I want is Mary Joanna. If you look in my eyes, you will see what I've done. Every minute, every hour of every day. But life is like a smoke. In the end, I'm gonna choke. So all I do is live my life from day to day.
Oh my God, you know you better watch yourself because I know you're waiting on the one. Cause I'm telling you concern cause you know the one that I take off away and you let me see you do the run. Run the one that they cleanse the one that done. Cause I know you cannot be me now what you wanna do. Cause I'm about to break it down me cannot so that cause you know you cannot fade me now. Let you wanna you better back of the night because I'm telling you what bar, one bar, cause I cannot wonder. Because you know you like the way you put that pick up. Cause I'm telling all you fools what happened and in a mercy. Now what you wanna do and in a mercy. Now what you wanna do and in a mercy. Now what you wanna do and in a mercy.
If you look in my eyes, you will see what I've done. Every minute, every hour of every day. But life is like a smoke. In the end, I'm gonna choke. So all I do is live my life from day to day. You got to lick it, stick it, bend it, crease it, stack it, burn it, pack it, roll it, poke it, roach it, smoke it, then you pass it to me. You got to lick it, stick it, bend it, crease it, stack it, burn it, pack it, roll it, poke it, roach it, smoke it, then you pass it to me.
Come on, baby girl, let's get it going on. I'ma hit the highway and do it my way. It ain't no game, girl, so I don't play games. I keep it up straight, right up in your face. So make your mind up, cause life is too short. I got the vest on, boy, put your belt on. Stop acting all cool like Kanye West, boy. You be riding through the wire and the time I get on fire. You don't want that, no, I don't want that, no. This goes out to pimps and chicks, so slow. Hit the backseat when you're doing the licking, kissing, squeezing. Do the damn thing, man.
Woo-hoo!
In the morning, when I wake up, all I want is Mary Joanna. In the evening, when I'm thinking, all I want is Mary Joanna. In the morning, when I wake up, all I want is Mary Joanna. In the evening, when I'm thinking, all I want is Mary Joanna.
Da 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 da. Here we go. There we go. Haha, I got there in the end. Ooh, come in. There's a thing here where I cut myself. Good evening and welcome to Raconteurs News for this evening. It's a Tuesday. Again, it's always a Tuesday, especially this time of week. We should really commit ourselves to having more Tuesdays in the week because as far as I'm concerned, it's the best day of the week. I get to talk to you a lot. Anyway, I started off with Mary Joanna by our very own, well, my mate, Weth. I don't think I call him our very own, but he's been listening from start, and he's my best mate, BFFs. And that's from his seminal album, Tip Like from Toffo. So thanks for that, Eve. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, there was something. I think somebody came along then. Anyway, I've invited Webby on. Hang on. I've invited Webby on. I suppose he might turn up in a while. I've not heard from him, so he might be out. He might be doing something. I don't know. But like I said, he's always welcome to come on. How did I know that? When I said marijuana music just now. What's that? Wow. Oh, right. The marijuana. That's. How did I know that? When I said marijuana music just now. What's that? Wow. I don't know. How did I know? I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, good. Yeah. So yeah, it's from his seminal album. You can't get it anywhere. It's called A Tip Line from Toffo. And it's definitely worth a listen. I think we call it a concept album. So how have you been doing? There's loads going on, isn't there? I mean, if for people that are for people like us, we've got Russia and Ukraine to distract us, and people that aren't like us, we've got oh, did you have a birthday party? Did you have a birthday party? Well, I couldn't have a birthday party, and it was my birthday same day. Well, my birthday say you decided not to have a birthday party. You complied. If you didn't, you would have had a birthday party. You would have said, bollocks that I'm having my birthday party. And if you didn't really want a fucking birthday party. But I get the anger of the people. I know there was the TV. I believe it's the presenter from the northeast that died. I think her birthday was the same day as Boris's as well. And I think somebody pointed that out as I think it were her ex-partner. Sure, I saw something about it on Twitter, but yeah. But you know that's to distract. That's to distract certain people. Then Ukraine and Russia. That's to distract someone else. Something's really going to happen in April time. It's really around about April time. Something to. I don't see. I thought they were going to give us time off after April. I think they're giving us a bit of time off now. You know, we're just like side nonsense that's going on. Russia and Putin. They're becoming bywords. No, I've kicked off. Bywords for some sort of. Here we go. Bywords for for the big bad wolf, the bogeyman, if you will. It's Putin, and over here it's Boris. Well, not over here, but it's Boris anyway. Here, they're the distractions. The other thing, what you're not hearing about, what the main thing is, I don't know what it is. I ain't got a clue, but we'll know soon enough. If I were Neil Sanders, I'd probably know already now. Okay. I'm reading chat room. Sorry, I shouldn't really do it, especially when I'm on my own. Because there's no way to like jump in and say something. See, I miss him already. He's only been on 8 minutes, and I'm fucking missing him like mad. And, if you're listening, Webby, get yourself on. April Fool's Day, yeah, maybe. Something definitely in April. Anyway, let's say hello to chat room people, shall we? What's 462904? 462904. Don't know what that is. Is it the 46th to the 20th? 462904. Good evening, Carol. Carol, who's watching on Facebook. Beakford Clackington. I said it before you said it. So I think that's. Oh, right. Okay. And no, I didn't see that. It's actually marijuana. Jason having a Sanders. Ran out of bog roll. No, I haven't had a shit, honestly. I ain't had a shit. And by that, I'm not saying that Sanders is shit. But, he's the fucking bloke. If he fucking chopped his head off, he'd claim that it was still on his fucking shoulders. And have statistics as well to prove it. That if the angle, then if the velocity of the head hitting the floor from his height, from the height of his shoulders, means that he wouldn't be able to talk after his head had fallen off. Or, in fact, he won't be able to hear himself, would he? But anyway, it'd probably argue weird that it had not been. So, good evening, conscientious objector, non-violent extremist, Beakford Clackington. Good name, by the way. Good fucking name. Jerry, son of Mick, Spanish Chicken. Good evening to you, Patrick Nee, Mascara Snake, Health Freedom UK. Good evening to Health Freedom UK, Non-Violent Extremists, Convid Climate Con. Jason, is it me? Is it just me? But do people that have had the jabs and boosters seem to be aging rapidly? I don't know. Not really noticed, actually. Not really noticed. I don't really ask people whether they've been boosted, but if they've got a mask on, I usually sort of think, well, they're probably going to be they're going to be vaccinated, just by virtue of wearing a mask. But because you do know you do know this, don't you? They were trying to get people to have a jab, and then if if you weren't going to have a face mask, you had to have an exemption. So the you couldn't see fucking no cunt's face, so you had to have an exemption. So fucking losing it, man. Is it just me? Yeah, they're aging. They are aging. They're getting older. We're all getting older every single day. Conscientious objector, Russia have the gas line. Yeah, I said that last time. It was through Kazakhstan as well, which is probably why there's all that shit going on there, or one of the reasons. But again, it's I think it's a distraction. It's got to be a distraction, really, isn't it? Because what the fuck is it going to do with us if it's not a distraction? It's someone's username, Jace. Right, okay, got you. Thank you. Answering me questions over from ages ago. Spanish Chicken. Donna's here. Good evening, Donna, and to Matt as well. Beakford Clackington, Tom's Urban Explorer. Good evening to you. Patrick Nee, Health Freedom UK, Mascara Snake, Non-Violent Extremist, Health Freedom, blah blah blah. Michael Snow. When will Sanders be back on? I don't know. I've not asked him because I sense he's a bit. I sense a slight in his posting. I sense a slight he backs himself into a corner, and then it's like he almost tries to do that, and then tries to bust himself out of that corner using his oral skills, shall we say? But yeah, he'll be back on. Well, if he wants to come on, he can come on. It's no problem at all. Overheard tonight a chap, 2 vaccines and booster, being ill with the virus. It's just what surprised me is that it's not everywhere, is it? That's getting relaxed. Everything's getting relaxed. It's getting not all over the world, is it? That it's getting relaxed. I mean, still in France, it seems to be a lot slower than it has been here. It's been quicker here, but still, people today, when the regulations are lifted tomorrow, so tomorrow you don't have to wear your mask. So are the people that are wearing it today going to be the ones that are still wearing it tomorrow? And in which case, then they've got the mark of the beast, and then they know how many fucking people are going to comply, because you'll be able to tell how many people in a crowd are going to comply with whatever they're told. Because if they're wearing a mask when they haven't even got to, when there's no health risk and there's no, then they're going to comply, aren't they? I don't know. Maybe it's a numbers game. Good evening, Heath. As well, Resi Tuber, is that a piercing or a beginning of a bottom lip? Go to that. It's I just cut my lip today when I was shaving. Shaving my face lip. I cut my lip shaving my face lip. Yeah. So it's not a piercing. I'm not fucking piercings. What am I? Fucking 14. Health Freedom UK, Resituber, Conscientious Objector. I think I've got everybody who's in the chat room as well. Mascara Snake. Paul Cotty, good evening, Paul. Matt Caddy, Spanish Chicken, going through Michael Snow. Can't argue with Sanders. No, you can't. Really, you just can't. It's just impossible. It's just impossible to it talks over the top of you. And yeah, Paul Daniels show. Yeah. Taz Media, blah, blah, blah. Uni got in touch with me today and he said that he wanted to come on and tell me about somebody that he's got. Greetings from Sheffield. See, Sheffield. I've been in Sheffield today. I am in Sheffield now, but I've been in further in it today. I've been deeper, been in deep into Sheffield. Deep to the... Oh, little Watson's here with me tonight as well, aren't you, baby dog? You come on, but baby dog, he's not quite as little as you were. He's a little fat git, shall we say. Fat Watson, we call him. Taz Media, evening all, blah, blah, blah. Paul Cotty. Dave Lyon, good evening, Dave. One I've not said already, Lion Share as well. I'm trying to read this. I'm doing this because I just thought, after the other Friday night show, I don't know if anybody was here Friday night show, but if you weren't here for Friday night show, chances are you're not going to ever see it, ever. Because I removed it, and I said in the show why I removed it, but you won't know unless you were watching the show live. This is not like some fucking bollocks. I accidentally put a fucking number up. Milwana, good evening. You're late. What was I saying? Yeah. So if I might put some snippets of it up, but I did show some of that. I don't know what it were, so I'm not actually. I'm not going. I've took it down. I just took it all down in case. So I took it down. So I'm going to get snippets of that because they were pretty good bits. But what I did notice was afterwards. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to post it. If anybody wants to come on, I'll copy this to clipboard. If you want to come on and have a chat. But what I was doing after Friday, after Friday's show, after I'd finished, and I was on computer for it. Were a classic, weren't it, Pat? It were a classic. I thought it were a classic. Oh, Webb is here. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. It were a classic. It were a classic. You had to be there though, because obviously you can't get it now. But yeah, I'm going to say hello to Webby just so that we can get him in. We know he's there. Evening, Webby. How you doing, mate?
Evening. Doing okay, man. Getting there still, but I would have been on a little bit earlier, but I've been chatting with an ex-colleague from many years ago. Do you remember we had Tina Buckler on the show?
Yes.
I've just been having a catch-up with her. Really interesting, but I'd have been on a bit earlier than that, so where we what we on?
You know what's funny, don't you? Is when I go onto the Raconteurs News YouTube and I'm farting about with different things, perhaps I'm downloading some or whatever. When I do a list, when it says list and the list of the videos, that's always the one at the top, the Tina Buckley one.
Is it?
Buckler, yeah. Always. I don't know why. Don't know why. But if I go on there, that's why I remember it so clearly. That's why I remember name. Yeah, so there you go. But I was just talking about Friday's show, mate. You were there, weren't you? What would you say?
I think so. I remember it.
Well, listen, I was going to do an advert. What we were doing afterwards is after I cleared it all off, because I had to leave pretty sharpish to make sure that I got it all gone, like. So I, after I got it all done, I was sort of like, right, I've got it all off. And then I started looking through, and I thought to myself, it gave me an idea for an advert. And I thought, let me just see what you think. I'm just going to do this, run this past you as an advert. I think it's this one. What Raconteurs News? What other show in the chat room can you learn things like, there's a bear shit in the woods. A bear can shit anywhere. It's a fucking bear. Who's going to stop it? So it should be a bear shit in the forest and everywhere else it chooses. And also, I wish the Daleks won. Oh, no, that weren't that one. Which what funniest one? I was just going through them and laughing. What's this one? Raccoons don't use toilets or glory holes.
I can't disagree.
You see, these are and this one, this is the clincher for me. This was the funniest one. Paula, I hope you're in and you catch this. I saw that.
Is that an answer to uni?
I don't know what it is. I think it's an answer to somebody doing subliminal messages or something.
I wonder who put that.
So what you're finding then, mate? What's occurring?
In what? In everyday stuff again?
Yeah, I mean, I think you were starting to talk about Tina, weren't you? Or you were mentioning her anyway.
No, it was just that she popped up on my news feed on my other account, the one that I'm still in jail on. And because of the stuff that's happened with me, work related, I thought, I'll have a chat with her and a catch up. And she's gone through some stuff since she was on the show as well. And the whistle blowing and everything. Not one government official's ever contacted her since. Since she blew it. So it just goes to show that you've got to play these games carefully. I mean, as well, she was using work solicitors, and the solicitors wouldn't take the case forward because it would have possibly changed the prison service. And it was interesting to get her take on it back in the day. But again, the system's just shown what it's there for, and that's the gatekeepers. It's quite disgusting, Jason, because there's not one aspect of the world and life that we experience that hasn't got lies in. Not one bit. Even your name, mate. You can't even guarantee that Jason is your name. It's just hearsay.
Yeah. Donna's asking why Friday's show was taken down. She says she missed it. Well, I took it down, Donna, because I showed something. I didn't know what I showed something, and there was a number involved, and I don't know what sort of number it were. I don't know what number it were, but I took it down because I didn't know what that number were. I thought if it's somebody's fucking mobile number, they're going to get fucking bombarded. They might anyway. If someone decided to get bombarded with calls and shit like that, so I took it down. That's the reason. I could edit it out and then put it back up and everything, but it wouldn't have the same mystic, appeal to it as the other show that's going to be
the same mystic appeal.
The same mystic appeal as the other show, the other one that's missing.
Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't get to know all the haphazard stuff that goes on, would they? You take that little bit out and it'd just destroy the entire show, take everything out of context. Jimmy O was asking about what happened to the show as well. He says, "Why is he taking it down?" I said, he was showing something on a pad and there was a number on it, and he wasn't sure whether people would be able to see it or not. So I said he's editing it, but obviously you've just deleted it, or have you kept a copy?
I've got copies. Yeah, I've got a copy. That's what we're going to do, and I haven't deleted it. It's you see these shows.
There's some good information come out on that show.
There were some good information, I know, which is the shame about it. I went through all the Shayla stuff. What went on with that, didn't I?
Yeah.
I had a go at Sanders.
Yeah, you
well,
did.
we all had a go at Sanders, didn't we? Everybody in the world. There were loads of good stuff on it. I'll have to have a look back and see if I might put it back up because I don't know. It's
I'm waiting for the day that Neil comes back on the show and says, "See, I told you it was all part of the agenda, didn't I? Told you all along."
No agenda. Well, if there's no agenda, what the fuck is he writing about then?
Well, that's what I mean. To be as to be as intelligent and as articulate as he is, and to have such a good memory, because you've got to have a memory to be able to talk like that. But to memorise statistics and only want to talk about them because they back up your argument, Well, I never do that. I can't work off. I can't write things down. I'm like you, Jace. I'm not going to write things down for subject matters and read it while I'm doing it. I can't even look at the chat room and talk to you at the same time. So I like to think on my feet. And when people come onto a show and they want to know what you're going to talk about, how long it's for, and blah blah blah, it's like, well, just come on and have a chat. You know, I can't do this interview stuff. I'm no good at it. Let's have a conversation where we get all the information out.
Yeah, I tell you what, Donna, if you send me an email, I'll send you a link to it because I've got it on private. So sorry, she's doing it chat room. I can't listen to you. I did listen. I were listening to you. Promise. And because you were talking about how you can't read chat room and talking. You like to think on your feet and don't write things down. I just write little notes down.
That you don't
Otherwise,
remember what it means.
No, which is the best thing because then I'll find somewhere else and it'll probably be better than what I was thinking about in first place.
See, well, all that stuff, what you were saying then, you could have just written raccoon toilet, and none of us would know what it means, apart from you.
Yeah, raccoon toilet. We are.
But, Jimmy was asking whether he could come on.
No, get him on, yeah. Jimmy's all right.
I said to him, I said, if you'd have come on Friday, we posted it in the chat room. I said, just jump on then. Because he says that you're really good. He says you're really good at this show.
Well, I am.
I know. That's what I said.
I'm good at this show. I'm good at fuck all. I'm not very good at fuck all else. But yeah, get him on. I'll happily talk to him. Get him on. We can all have a chat. Uni wants to come on in second half. Well, Uni wants to come on. I got this morning to a Skype message saying, in fact, I'll read it to you. I'll not fucking show it though, in case I have to delete this fucking video. And for some fucking stupid reason. Oh fuck! You know, fucking Skype is so wank, innit?
Yeah.
He's yeah. So he's. I did say to it because you know what I'm like. You know what I'm like. I didn't get back to him straight away. I just got back to him when I rang my poo before the show. He says. He said. Oh, I saw 80. Oh, I tell you every week. I see fucking 80 twice a week anyway, don't I? I seen him today. I saw him yesterday. He went swimming.
Who went swimming?
Eh?
Who went swimming? Oh, I thought you meant Uni.
Well, yeah, Uni going fucking swimming. Come on. I bet if Uni went swimming, he'd be one of them that wears a t-shirt in pool. Wouldn't he?
With a mask.
Yeah, with a fucking face mask. Yo, Jason, tomorrow or today, I guess. Yeah. Mind if I come on to talk about my newest guest? Let me tell you, you think Neil Sanders is controversial? This guy is a whole different level, lol. So he's going to talk. I replied that were this morning. I got that. That were 8:45 this morning. And I. Oh, well, quite early for me, Pooh, today, 1942.
Brilliant. What's his name, this controversial man?
I don't know. I ain't got a clue. He just said he had this guest or something or other. He had this guest and he were controversial. He said, if you think Sanders is controversial. Well, you never know with Uni, though, do you? It could be just a bluff. You might just be bluffing us.
It could be his dad.
It might be. It might be his dad or his mum. Fucking hell, think about that.
Oh, his mum is controversial.
One day I'm going to fucking fly Uni over here.
Do you know what? I think that'd be a great idea.
I'm gonna fly him over here. I'm gonna fucking, when after world over, he's gonna be my. In fact, when I'm Prime Minister, he's gonna be my Minister for Culture, Media, and Sport.
gonna
No,
say,
we'll get him over here one day. I definitely want to meet him in person.
don't
Check
put
his
him
hand.
don't put him in the Office of Defence. He'll soon change that back into the War Office.
Yeah, no, I fucking will, ain't it? Jesus Christ, yeah, I didn't think of that. Fucking hell, I'll probably.
What did you
I'll probably
think of
get
the meme anyway? What did you think of the meme I posted on your wall?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I fucking loved it. It was exactly what I wanted.
I know. I envisaged it. As soon as you said it, I thought, that's it. I can change that meme. No messing.
Yeah. Have you got it? Go on, put it up for everybody.
Just hang on one sec.
Oh, Uni's right here. Oops, we were talking about him then. That's probably why he's gone a bit red. Yes, he's here. He's here. Yeah, Spanish chicken is here. We'll get him on in second hour. He's well, in fact, I might get it. When are you got? Here he is. You've got no objections, have you?
No.
Go ahead, say that there is no agenda again. Look at Webby's face. Look how hard you look, man. That's fucking probably hardest I've ever ever fucking fucking team. Can't even fucking do it with things now, can you? I'm just trying to get used to this. Should we have background music on again?
Well, I clicked on the email link, but it obviously wouldn't let me back into the show or anything because it's already done. So I'll try that to do it one time. Next time I'm coming on, Jace, let me know. Email it and I'll see if I can set it up.
Yeah, all right. Well, you can set it up at any time, I think. He'll just bring you in here. It just means you can come in here. You're just not an administrator. You can't change your password and shit like that. No, it's like as a co-host type.
Yeah.
So, it's cool. Right, I'll look. I've had Uni. Get him on. But by the way, we've got Clive de Carl on next week. So you're going to be with us for that one, Webby?
I'm in work tomorrow. Let me find out what the crack is with them and I'll take it from there, mate. I can't see a problem, to be fair, but rather than commit to it now.
Yeah, of course, yeah. All right. Well, listen. I've got to guess if he's there, me and him can just talk. If you're there, aren't you?
Yeah, good stuff, mate. I mean, at least I hope Clive's internet's working better than it was with mine. It was a bit of a lag at times with mine. But it was a good interview. I enjoyed having a chat with him. It's interesting to hear about all the stuff that he used to sell and cutting it down to some basic items, and magnesium being so much. It's a bit of a strange one.
Yeah, somebody put in chat room earlier on that they wanted to thank Clive for some magnesium tips and that because they felt better because they've been using it. See, I should use more. I keep getting it and I fucking just keep not taking it. Bad.
It's like the basic things that we're taught that we always take for granted. You know, calcium for bones. Well, it's magnesium for bones. Calcium's concrete, that makes it brittle. So it's almost like we think we know things that we don't really know. It's a weird world I found myself woke up in. I see we've got a mate of mine in the chat room, Dave Daly. Dangerous Dave. Good man.
We've got Bleakford Clackington on, and now they've gone. I don't know who that is.
Bleakford Clackington.
Yeah. Just appeared, and then when I tried to put them on, they disappeared. Apparently, it were Health Freedom UK that said that. Anyway, he's back on next week. Clive de Carl. So get your questions ready, organised for next week. Just write them on a notepad, a pencil and a piece of paper. This is how you do it. This is how I get it. I mean, motivation is pencil and a piece of paper always at my side so that I can doodle.
Not write anything on it.
Well, that's the thing, you see. If I fucking think of something funny I fucking think, oh, I'm going to write that down. And then if pen's upstairs or whatever, or fucking other side of the room, I have to convince myself that what I thought of ain't fucking funny, so that I don't have to go over and get pen. So, yeah.
I thought uni was coming on.
He is. He's just gone for a shit, he says. He did. He said, I need to go. They call it going to the bathroom, don't they? What we call having a shit.
Oh, so he didn't actually say that.
No, he said he was going to the bathroom. He didn't say we were going for a poo. We should say poo, really, shouldn't we?
I don't know. You've said a lot worse things on this show, mate.
I know that. I know that. You're listening to Raconteurs News. Non-rotating Earth has confirmed by NASA. Confirmed by NASA. Non-rotating Earth. Okay.
Non-rotating Earth. Interesting. I've just seen. Did you see the article today? Rolling Stone magazine. Neil Young demands Spotify remove his music over false information by vaccines. He's basically said you can either have Rogan or you can have Young on Spotify.
Is that real?
That's real,
what he said.
Yeah, that's a.
I did see that somewhere, and I didn't. I can't remember.
I think that could be playing a good game myself. They could be playing a really good game though. Joe Rogan's known for his flip-flops. I don't mean what you put on your feet. You know, we didn't go to the moon and then all of a sudden we've been to the moon. Of course we've been. It's so ridiculous to even question it. And now all of a sudden he's questioning all this stuff. He's got Robert Malone on, who's the co-inventor of this. Everything's neat. Do you know what I mean? It's too neat. All these protests Belgium have kicked off big time. The amount of scuffles they're having with police, Kazakhstan is what it is. We don't know how much is being promoted, how much is being pushed, what's being we don't know what the truth is, to be fair, anymore. We've just got to watch this play out, Jason. Keep exposing what we can and do what we can do.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, all we can do is keep talking about it. I mean, we're not really exposing anything apart from his opinion, are we, really?
No.
We're not claiming to be exposing anything. We're not the ones going, we're just talking about it. We're talking about what we think is going to happen in future. And we're gloating about how we've been right in past. I think, there's room for a little bit of both. So you can be... we know what we're fucking on about anyway, even if nobody else does. Nate, how you doing, mate?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm all right, mate. How are you? And by the way, apparently Bleakford Clackington has tried and Spanish Chicken as well has tried 3 times to get on. Bleakford, if you'd have been on, if you have to just wait for it to it takes a little bit of time, even if it's a couple of minutes. It'll take just a couple of minutes so it's sent out. And then it'll come on. So just keep trying if you want to come on, please. I want to hear from everybody.
I'll tell you, I do. Depending on if I try and use the link on Firefox, I have trouble getting on. So I have to use Chrome. So maybe it's something to do with that. Maybe not.
I use Brave. I don't even use fucking shitty Chrome anymore. Brave is way better than that garbage.
Who?
Brave, the browser.
Brave?
Yeah,
I use Brave. It's called Brave. It's a browser, yeah.
Whatever, you got to use that. It's an amazing browser. It's way better than any of the fucking Google-related browsers. Trust me.
Well, I only use Chrome for StreamYard. I don't use Chrome for anything else.
Oh, what do you usually use? Firefox?
Yeah. I've always used Firefox, only because it's quite easy for me to get around. Do you know what I mean? It's what I'm used to.
Fair enough. I know that feeling. Getting used to a new piece of technology is never fucking easy. It's really not.
Not for a Luddite like me these days, anyway.
I mean, it's hard for me.
What? Everything's hard for you, though, isn't it?
No pun intended.
If I get you a plane ticket and somewhere to get your head down, would you be come over to here?
Sure.
Have you got a passport?
Passport. How much does that cost?
That means no.
Fuck me, fucking hell, an American that don't know how much a fucking passport is, eh?
Well, everything's
Jesus
in
Christ.
America, isn't it? Everything's in America. They don't have to leave America. They've
Well,
got the
yeah.
snow, they've got the heat, they've got the water. They've never had to leave. You know, there's only us idiots that leave the country and go for a bit of sun.
Yeah,
Remember,
because
we're supposed to be the promised land. You remember how in the early 20th century, all the immigrants were coming over looking for a new life, new hope, and all that.
Yes,
So
I remember it well.
Yeah. I mean, you still have it now. You still have it going on now.
Okay. You get bits in your wallet for using Brave. Yeah. So if you're not listening, if you're not using, if you're trying on Safari, anything like that, or Chrome, or I don't know what it is, but if you're logged into Facebook as well, turn your Facebook whatever off, and that'll help. Because if I send when I send your link via Facebook.
You talking to me?
Yeah. You know, when I send you a link via Facebook, if I copy it, if I then go back, because I did it once and I went back for the link and I went and copy and pasted what I'd sent to you, and it comes up as a fucking really, really long, shitty fucking URL that's got Facebook all over it.
No, that's no good.
You know what I mean? So so it kept trying to get me into Facebook all the time. So it's a cunt. It's a cunt. It just depends on what you're doing. You seem to have got it right, whatever you two are doing. You two guys, what you using uni?
I just click on the link that you put in the chat.
Yeah, but what's your browser? Brave.
Right. Yeah, Brave.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so what about your mate?
Well, do you know anyone named Matt Nelson?
No.
AKA Thermal Detonator. That's his channel name. Or Truth or TV on YouTube.
Right, go on. What about him?
Well, Paula saw the stream. She was there. I'm not sure if she's here today. But basically, we talked about 9/11, and the things he was saying. Oh, I mean, I agree with them, but I feel like that if he said them to you, you'd probably get a little pissed off.
I'd never get pissed off with anybody.
Well, he was saying that Building 7 was not a controlled demolition. That
damn it!
There you go.
Can you just say that again? It wasn't controlled demolition, did you say?
Yes.
So what does he say it is?
That it was... Fuck, I would have to look back on the broadcast. I don't want to misquote him. I don't like misquoting people. But
go on, misquote him. I don't care. He's not going to listen to this anyway, is he?
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, he essentially was saying how basically how the fire essentially caused caused one panel to weaken, one of the central pillars or panel, whatever it's called, and to weaken, and it caused the whole building to just come down.
Yeah,
so you're telling me that your mate, who's meant to be more controversial than Neil Sanders, is going off an original BBC documentary from 2002 where heat bent the supporting floor beams, the what do they call them, drills or something like that, Jace, and then they collapse one on top of the other, which would be a pancake collapse, so you would have a building of floors just piled on top of each other when we just had pulverized dust. So from being controversial, he sounds like retarded now.
Yeah, it's not even controversial. I mean, for fuck's sake, what has he got? Has he got fucking conspiracy theories for beginners? Is that what he's done? He's fucking... Because I tell you, look, if he says that, then it just isn't even worth you fucking sharing animes with him. It's not. It's just not even. Honestly, just get rid, mate. You are fucking way past all that shit. Forget about 9/11. You weren't around. You don't. Just forget about it for now, right? Forget about it, and just like what the fucking hell is he? He's right at the very fucking beginning, and you're miles in front of that. Don't even bother with your send with it. Just say, look, if you believe that, let him believe it. Just say, all right, fucking believe it. That's all you can do, because that's just retarded. And he's getting mixed up as well. He's talking about there were 40 in the trade centers, the twin towers. He's talking about the 46 steel columns in the middle of each tower, right? That's in World Trade Center 7.
That's true. Yeah.
It doesn't have those. It's a different design building. So the 46 steel columns, which is ridiculous because of the way that it was the official story went. If it had been how the official story said that the outer things would have all collapsed on top of each other, the pancake effect they called it, didn't they? They pancaked, and the beams would still be stood up.
The middle column with the elevator shafts would have just been stood there, but that, before our very eyes, disappeared into wisps of dust. Even when it was still stood there, it disappeared. So, I think it looks like a combination of explosives and whatever energy weapons that they've got, that they're able to do things like that with, because, they've been studying alchemy for quite a while. If they got something, it's not just changing something into gold, it's changing something into something else, decomposing something. And, it's very strange when you get people who come after 20 years with of a subject like that and still think that. Because you have to really not be thinking to believe something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's strange.
It is. Listen. It just isn't even worth it, mate. Honestly, you might as well just walk. You might as well just walk away. It's just a waste of time. Look, arguing with people's a waste of time, isn't it? It is. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of your time. You're never going to change somebody. By the very fucking nature of it, you're never going to change somebody's mind. You might be able to plant a couple of seeds, but there's no point in falling out over things.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's endorsing the official version of 9/11.
No, I know he is, though, isn't it? I mean, for a start, he's looked at conspiracy theories. He's read the first book on 9/11 that he's read, that he's seen, that's got conspiracy theories in it, and he's decided that for a start, he's got them mixed up. He's got the buildings mixed up. 1, 2, and 7 are completely different buildings. Does he know what happened to 6, 5, and 4? Do you know what happened to 6, 5, and 4?
Personally, I do not.
Exactly right. So there you go. You don't even know, and you're way down this road. He sounds like to me like just either somebody that's winding you up, or he's somebody that's that just don't know fuck all. There we go, Lord James.
Good evening.
Yes, James. How are you doing, Jim?
Well, the better for seeing you, gentlemen. Good evening, everybody in the world of Raconteurs.
Oh, we're all here.
Not done me hair or anything. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm all right, thanks, Jim. I caught a bit of you last night, I think. Was it last night?
It's chaotic sometimes.
It's
like fucking Ashworth Hospital on wheels or something. You know what I mean? It's it depends what night you get on and how what people's mental states are. But it's a form of therapy, really. A lot of people, I think the whole live streaming world helps a lot of people out. You know what I mean? Who don't get out much or just have no contact. As my lot are just usually sad bastards like me, kind of thing. You don't do much. So, anyway, that's my 2 pence.
Well, it does make you feel like, me and Jason have said it loads of times, that it makes you feel like you're doing something that you can't do normally. You've got a platform there's 50 people listening, you only need, they say that you know everybody in the world within 12 people of your circle. So you never know what little seed you've dropped somewhere. Look at what happened to me and you in Costa. We thought we were being monitored and filmed and everything, and he turns out to be a fan of yours.
We thought it was right near us. We thought it was from MI5, didn't they? With his fucking recording our conversation and.
Yeah, he stood right next to us, Jason, at Costa, and he was looking at his mobile phone, but his mobile phone was down near his knee, and he was stood right next to Jim. Jim's talking away, and I'm looking at this fella, and I looked at Jim, and I looked at him, looked at his phone, and then Jimmy looks, and we just looked back at each other and went, "Well, that's a bit strange." And then he broke off into this conspiracy nutter world, didn't he? Told us everything that we talked about for ages. Pulls up a chair, and his missus just has to sit there then while we're chatting about the world ending.
One of them, but I think with live streams, it's a double-edged sword, really, because sometimes they can be fucking sewers of toxicity. But they do bring people together, but sometimes they bring the wrong people together. But it's a question of just wheedling out the bad apples in it, kind of thing, where it'll just disrupt things and bring your vibe down.
They normally.
They're a good bunch here. We've been 6 years. I've been doing this, and they're a good bunch. A lot of them are people that have been there right from start. Some have been there right from start. Some are new. A guy who said I'm relatively new. He sent me a big good size donation the other day. Just said I'm relatively new, but I just like what you're doing and stuff. So. We're totally out of blue, but yeah, good. Yeah, it is therapy. It is therapy. I've been through a lot this last few years, and I've always tried to keep ploughing on through it, and try to be. I want a positive message rather than negativity.
Of course. I mean, it's the nice little platforms to have, aren't they? You know what I mean? And it's nice when you get that appreciation of donations as well, because you are giving your time and your energy and stuff. But so it's like kind of when people watch Netflix, you know what I mean, or whatever. They pay a subscription, don't they? But it's nice when people contribute and put their hands in till, But hello to everybody in chat anyway. So what's going on in the world of what's tonight's topic? I'm going to bugger off about 10 o'clockish and do mine. So what you're on about tonight? What's the topic?
Well, we haven't really got a topic, have we? We usually just sit here and take piss out of uni.
I mean, you always do that, don't you?
Yeah. But it's all in good fun. I mean, we take it all the right way. When I wanted to hear about this controversial guest, and it's not really that controversial. We need to get some guests on your show. Have Neil Sanders on your show, because I bet you Neil Sanders doesn't believe that a fire caused all those buildings to just fall down on themselves.
Well, I mean, I know what you're saying, but I really feel like that it's not really that I don't really have the right to be able to speak for somebody else. That's why I feel like that it's probably better to speak to the man himself and see his work rather than taking my word for it, because it's I'm just a messenger, because I feel like he's done a lot of really good work. Like he found out a lot about the hijacker, like people like Ziad Jarrah, and about like the Washington Bridge plot, as well as the connection to the '93 bombing. I think he's done a lot of good work on 9/11. That's why I think that even if you don't agree with him, you should at least be willing to.
What do you mean? I don't get what you mean about he's done a lot of good work, or has he done a lot of good work, or has he just read someone else's work and is?
No. He hasn't read someone else's work. No, this is all him. This is all him.
So he was there then, were he?
What?
Were he there? How old is he?
Oh, okay. Well, he's older than me, that's for sure. I think he said he was a teenager in the 80s. I don't know his exact age.
He's about our age then, Jay.
Yeah. Have you met Jimmy, Uni? Uni, this is Jimmy, this is Uni. Uni, this is Jimmy. Uni's our resident anti-Semite.
Yeah.
My channel is full of anti-everything. It's you know what I mean. But well, hello, Uni.
Jimmy,
Yeah, that's
Jimmy,
amazing.
how many people you've had on your channel use Hitler and hero worship in the same sentence?
Well, you know, a lot of people think it was all right. I don't want to name him anyway. Peter Boothroyd is a bit, is quite a right wing. You know, when I was a kid, I once me and my mate sent off for a National Front information pack. And fair play to them, they sent us a newspaper and some stickers. And I thought it was all right. That what happened to the National Front?
They changed into
BMP, didn't they? Didn't
yeah,
they change it to BMP?
When they became political, they changed to BMP.
Were they infiltrated by some group?
I think it was just. I think they weren't infiltrated. They've just taken the views of certain people and put them into a group. And if they control that group, then that group's non-effective again.
You know what? That's what me and you was kind of having a chat about, and I kind of think it's a very cynical view. A lot of the main figures in alternative research are controlled opposition.
We've had that conversation, haven't we, Jace?
I actually think, you know, Michael. I used to be a big fan of Michael Tessarian, but I just think he's kind of. You hear things what they come out with and little kind of like comments and stuff, and I don't know. I'm just very cynical about the whole thing. It was just sad, really, because if it's true that, you know,
everything these days.
We got another one. We got Jimmy's here with us, Jimmy Hagan. Another Jimmy. We've got two Jimmy. We've got Lord James and Jimmy Hagan. Good evening, Jimmy. How are you doing?
How you doing, Jason and Webby? How you? And greetings, Lord James. That's a great name. That James bit anyway was great.
Greetings to Hagan of Jimmy.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Very good, very good. I was going to be quiet until I caught up with where you guys are chatting now, because I was in silent mode there for a while, so I don't know where you are at now. So somebody was getting infiltrated. Who was getting infiltrated?
That sounds so wrong. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know what he said.
I was just saying about I think a lot of the main figures in alternative research are controlled opposition. It's my cynical view, Jimmy. You know, kind of thing. I don't know.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, Ike.
I mean, Ike says some good things. I think Ike has been too memed with that reptilian stuff. I think he's been too memed out with that.
Too mean.
Too memed. Meme.
You know what? Though, why did they? If someone was a real threat to the status quo, would they let them rent Wembley?
Well, they probably just don't care. Like, I really doubt they care, honestly.
Perhaps he saved himself with his reptilian thing. That, you know what I mean? That a lot of people will write him off as a crank. No.
Yeah, that's what with David Icke, that's what people usually refer to as the freaking is that, and with Alex Jones, it's usually the whole they're making the frogs gay thing. That's usually the memes that people will make about them.
He sells a lot of paranoia, though, Alex Jones, with his advert section on his website where he's selling his steel shutters for when zombies come, like, try to raid you with Hans beans and fucking stuff, and, you know, all these potions he sells and stuff. It's a good business for him, a lot of them, isn't it? You know, David Icke's books are 30 quid a piece. I mean, if you was interested in getting your message out, I'm sure you'd make your stuff more accessible. But, you know, that's just my 2 penny.
I think they all tell us the truth to a certain extent, but you know, like you just said, you can talk about reptilians and hire Wembley. I can't tell you that your gas is paid for, and I can't hire a pub. I can't even do in the presidential where we have the meetings. They won't let me do a presentation there.
Really?
Yeah.
We got fuck all to come with fucking Wembley, then, ain't you? Fucking hell. When the gas and electric is free, who's fucking supporting you, Ian Crane?
Exactly. What you meant to do, the stuff I talk about is fundamental learning of every man and woman, and yeah, it puts us into so much trouble that we can talk about UFOs and aliens and ancient aliens and all that. One of the best things I thought was the One World Religion Centre. Is it in Abu Dhabi? Is it Dubai? I can't think which one it is. But wherever it is, everybody's welcome, apart from the cross. You can't wear a cross. You can't show that you're a Christian there. So yet again, everybody's welcome apart from something else. One thing. It's strange, and it's playing out right in front of us. So anything is possible in this world. I don't know what to get up to tomorrow.
There's fucking no to get up to, is there? What can you get up to? You've just got to get on with it. Just live your life, man. You can't. What are you going to do? Like you said, we can't get our fucking message out. We get our message out just to people that want to hear it and want to listen. That's all you're going to do. So you might as well fucking all these people. I don't want to be on that stage with all them fucking people. I won't want that, because that means I've got to agree with all of them. Whereas where we do this, I'm on my own, and the only person I have to agree with is me. You know what I mean? And I allow people to come on here with different points of view anyway. Go on, Jim.
All I'll say is, with the conspiracy and everything like that, best advice the best advice I ever had was off Councillor Paul Maiden. I don't know if you know him, Jason. He's a councillor from Wigan. Sometimes you have to put it back on, like you just said about getting on with your life. Sometimes you have to just put it back on the shelf for a day or two, get on with your life and stop worrying about transhumanism, fucking GMOs, fucking. Sometimes you just have to, for your own sanity, you have to put it away. You know what I mean, for a couple of days and have a break from it. Do you agree with that, or do you think it's the wrong attitude?
You've got to do that. You've got to do that to James, Sir, Lord. Hey, don't please, Lord. Sir, what do we call you? Your what's it?
Your Highness.
Just
Highness.
Pretend I'm Prince Andrew and I've had the title removed and just call me Jimmy.
All right, Jim.
Your Highness, Your Highness, Your Highness, Your Highness.
You do have to get away. Like I said, whatever's going on now, there's a lot of people got a lot of fucking issues at the moment, and they're going through a lot of stuff. They're worried about a lot of things, and I've come to the point where I've realised that at some point I've just got to turn off, and I've got to do that for at least a couple of hours a day. Turn off and just watch some crap telly.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of this really fucking shitty fucking American thing that I've never watched. But I think it's an American. It's supposed to be a comedy drama. I'm watching it. I'm enjoying it. It's crap, but I'm getting myself away for a couple of hours a day from thinking about and looking at people are looking on. They're addicted to looking on social media. It's like they're addicted to fear. It's addictive, and it's just not. It's a waste. Worrying about things is such a waste of time. Fucking hell, worry. Don't fucking worry. Just live your life. Shit, most of the stuff you worry about in your life never fucking happens. Never happens.
Good advice.
What's the fucking point?
Very good advice.
Thing is, though, when you're worrying, you can't give yourself that advice. When you're stuck in that worry, when everything's coming at you from all different angles, you can't help but worry. But again, you've got to get to that realization yourself of what you can implement.
But therein lies that trick, right? Therein lies that trick. If you tell yourself that if you're worrying, right, that is in emotion. Now, when you're in an emotional state, you don't make good fucking decisions. So you need to tell yourself that. You need to be more forensic with yourself. This is not going to solve your problems, but what it is going to do is it's going to solve the problem of you fucking worrying about it and spending the whole time worrying about it. Adi ended up having a fucking stroke because his job, he didn't know what were going to happen with his job. All this COVID shit had come in. You know, we were already fucking wound up about all this stuff because it's not been that long that he's known. So, and he ended up having a stroke, and so it's just not fucking worth it. It just ain't worth it. You've just got to you've got to look at something and you say, right, well, this is a problem. I'm going to have to deal with it. We have to deal with it in one way or another, whether that's fucking drink yourself into oblivion or face it fucking head on and it's usually not like what you fucking, and you've got to do, yeah, we've both done it. We've all done it. I'm not fucking saying it as a, trying to, that I've not done it. I have done it. And now I now realise I'm back to somewhere I were in 2014, whereas I can now remove things from my conscious mind and get them away and sit and watch some shit for 2 or odd hours, and then I'll lay in bed at night, and instead of laying there thinking, I'll just fucking concentrate on something, just one thing, or watch have telly on, whatever, something distract you. Just know it's just a waste of time while you're doing it. And I know it's hard. I know it's fucking difficult. And these are fucking terrible, difficult times for a lot of people. Unless we've got like fucking tons of money in bank, everyone's on edge. They don't know what's going to happen. World's just been fucking tipped upside down. So, worrying about it's not going to fucking do out. And arguing with people ain't going to do out. That's another waste of time. If you're not going to agree on something, you say your point, they say theirs. If you don't agree afterwards, you've not changed each other's mind, you're fucking never going to. So just don't bother doing it.
But yeah, sorry, Webby.
No, fine, go ahead.
But I was just going to say, like, is it actually the worrying that's the problem, or is there an underlying condition which leads to people to get into a state of worry? Like, what is it that causes this? Because obviously,
because
like,
they're bombarded with it. They're bombarded with it on TV, right? These soaps, dramas, and things like that. Right? The people are having affairs and they're doing things and they're doing bad things to each other, stabbing each other back. It makes people feel like you can't trust people, so they can't trust other people. So you've got to see everything for what it is, and until you see everything for what it is and what it's doing, you can enjoy it when you know what it's doing, what it's trying to do. When you know what it's trying to do, I'm now at the point whereas I don't, when I'm watching a film with my missus, because the time with my missus is, as far as I'm concerned, that's my most important time. And if ever she needs me at any time, then I don't. Everything else goes. So if I'm watching something, I used to be like, see that there? See that checkered floor? Look there, there's a checkered floor. That's Freemason, that sort of thing. Oh, they're doing that. Look at the triangle symbol, pyramid symbol. Look at that. I don't do it anymore. Because I just think to myself, like, look, she knows, I know. I'm not fucking... It's just a complete fucking waste of time. Just enjoy things for what they are. But you know what they are, and you can explain to somebody what they are. But there's no point in like pointing and yelling out, being that the yeller.
Old yeller.
So what you're saying then is that the television is kind of like the source of a lot of people's shittiness in their life. I don't know myself because I don't have a television. But what I can tell you about television is I get physically ill if I'm in a room where a TV is on. I really get physically ill. I get nauseous, and I almost get sick. Whatever it is about being around. And I haven't had a television myself for about 20 years now, and I will never ever have a TV in my home ever again. But when I come into contact with a TV, and it's not too often because I don't hang around with people who have TVs really that much, but I have to go visit mum sometimes, and I get ill. I have to get out. I get into a panic state when I'm around in a room where there's a TV blaring,
I fucking hate trannies and all. Don't you? Fucking, I can't stand it. It always makes me fucking
Hey, fuck all me.
Don't get Jimmy started.
Fucking TV. By the way, mate, a TV is a transvestite. Well, not in this context. The TV in Jimmy's context was the same thing that you call a TV. That thing that brought you up. So,
It's interesting, Jace, that you mentioned about the soaps, right? In the soaps, everybody, Jimmy will verify this, you'll know, especially like Coronation Street, you always know someone like that character or somebody who could be capable of that, even though it all happens in the same street. So all of a sudden, that's real life, right? But this is the power of TV. Deirdre Rashid had a full campaign to get her out of jail. A fictional TV character had a full campaign to get her released from jail. You also had silly things like when Fizz wanted to visit John in jail, he said, "No, you've not got a VO, you can't go in, you've not got a visiting order." She handcuffed herself to the railings outside, and they eventually let her in for an half an hour visit, which doesn't happen. But people believe this. So the TV can program people from Coronation Street through to films, and then they realise that through news and constant saturation and aim it at that primary school consciousness level, people just won't pick up on the truth. You can basically tell blatant lies to people's faces, and they'll just it just misses them. It's strange, and then it's only people who think and that can see that happening, but you can point all that stuff out to people and they just don't see it. Very strange.
Over this side at Pennines, we fucking just thought, fucking Deirdre, she could fucking rot for all we care. So we're fucking Emmerdale through and through over here, see. So
I wouldn't like live over in Emmerdale. I mean, is it 2 planes that have landed on that village now?
I know one has.
I'm sure there's 2 aeroplanes landing on it. Then the chimney fell off and killed somebody. And I don't know. Everything happened at Brookside Close over here. Everything happened there. Neza, everything. So it's strange that everybody thinks that this is all real life, because we do try and keep it to real life. But look at it now. All the mask mandates, all the vaccines are all creeping into all this stuff. You see people and hear people talking about it, and it's normal life to them. So life's changed, lads. We're never going back.
Can I just say something? I knew a stagehand. He was working in Granada in the 80s, and he said all the top men were Freemasons who ran Granada, and a lot of people who run television. Man, it's no surprise to anybody, but you know, it was all that Freemasons that ran it. So obviously, you know what I mean. If they're in charge and they're giving a narrative or an agenda to kind of push, it's being infiltrated and pushed into the shows, isn't it? But the writers are told what to put in, you know, and even the choice of actors, I suppose now there's more black families everywhere, and so, you know, there's everywhere. There's your obligatory gay and your gender fluids, and you know, it's all just kind of like pushing it. It's normalising a lot of things, you know. That's not anywhere else.
No, you did right. I seen a headline there earlier on where Jamie Oliver has hired a whole section of his staff, like to sort of like to be in compliance with all this gender fluid nonsense. So, yeah, it's crazy. Like, you know, TV is like really it is the virus. I don't care what anyone. It's a bloody virus.
It shows, Jimmy, that, you know, I think the patent for television was something like 1929, and it's patented as a weapon. So that it tells you everything. It's patented as a weapon. You've seen what that weapon can do. It's a silent weapon for a silent war. We've been at war. I was one of the first TV generations. I always say when people had TVs, I grew up with TVs, but there wasn't that many people I knew had more than one TV in the house. And I had my own TV. So that television brought me up like it did uni. You know, I wanted to be, if I couldn't be in the 80s, I wanted to be a stuntman, like the Fall Guy, and all that kind of stuff. But I was always taught, that's just what they do on telly. It's nothing. It's not real. But the generations now aren't told that. It's like, it's completely different species, if you like.
Was your first TV a black and white? Was it?
I had a black and white, and then I got me a colour one off my mum. And it was a remote control as well, Jimmy. I can't say I weren't spoiled.
Oh, we had a remote control too. It was called the handle of a brush.
No, this was a proper one with batteries in it. It weren't even wired up, mate.
I could put batteries on the handle of the brush too.
for whatever benefit you get from it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Can I say something? Carrying on from television's work, we've got a lot of social media platforms like TikTok are doing the devil's work. Somebody sent me a lad off my stream sent me a TikTok, and it was a bloke with a fucking bit of stubble, and he had lipstick on and fucking eyeshadow, and he was saying, "People are trying to tell me I'm a man," and then going on about it kind of thing, and you've got all the young kids are watching. There's no filter for what the kids can watch. So you've got young kids on TikTok. A lot of parents aren't asked about what the kids are up to on their phones, and and it's quite sad, really. That I mean, in our day, we'd only come across things that we found a dirty book over at Fields or something like that. And now they're all sat on flags watching Red Tube at fucking 10. You know what I mean, kind of thing. And it's warping young minds, not only with the perception of what is real. I mean, 20 years ago, if I went to doctors and said I identify as a radiator, I'd be bundled off to fucking Charles Day unit in Lee.
You certainly would, mate.
But isn't it funny how times have changed? In the 70s, there was a fucking joke. Doctor, I feel like a pair of curtains, and doctor says, pull yourself together. Now that doctor would be struck off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And doctor, I feel like a pair. Oh, but don't worry. There's some support groups I can put you in touch with. You can get a grant off council for a poetry night for fucking curtain people, and
You'd probably say, "Oh, my wife's got some persons that look just like you." A lovely set. It's honestly, we're facilitating mental illness on a lot of occasions. But what I see, Jim, is people like things like that, not just TikTok, but all these social media platforms that are allowing no filters. It's primed for legislation. It's primed for it. They're trying to pass online bills now for censorship. Well, that bill will be written so vaguely, it will apply to everything apart from what it's actually been taken to court for. This is the danger. People sit at home with the same stupid comments like, "Oh, we're struggling with the NHS. Hey, bring the army in. That'll teach them." What? Bring the army in? Be careful what you're wishing for. We're already under martial law. Why are you aiding them to ramp that martial law up?
Something? Sorry, Webby, go on.
I'm just saying, I'm with what we can see happening in this country and what's happening in Europe, you see the difference in the jurisdictions of laws. They are pushing and pushing and pushing everything mandatory in Europe because they can't, because of the civil law. It's difficult here. They've got people who understand what common law is, constitutional law, and the statutes. They'd have to. It'd take them years to rewrite everything, so they're going to have to come at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
But if you look at the coronavirus bill, we keep getting this message or this statement that, we've renewed it for another 3 months or another 6 months, the emergencies. When you read the coronavirus bill, it was set up for 2 years. So it was always set up for 2 years. So they've not extended anything. They've just announced that it's still in place. 2022, it'll be gone. Jason said at the start of this year, this is going to go by April. Everything is falling into place. Have they done what they needed to do? Because I'm sick of hearing how this narrative's crumbling. Is it crumbling? Or is it set up is it set up as a design? And now those truthers are coming through and saying, we were right all along. Look, we've been vindicated. Look how great we are. Everything's been primed for a false prophet or a false savior. The Americans, Uni will tell you, they're in shit. That's Babylon over there, mate. That's going to hell in a handbasket with the administration they've got over there. And it was interesting, the Jen Psaki, who's the press secretary for Biden, she's going to resign at some point. She's leaving this year or something like that. And she was asked about it, and she says, well, I've loved every minute of working for President Biden.
Yeah, that was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it is Obama's shadow government. that's running that country. Anybody who thinks that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are running that country, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Getting back to your comment about the internet censorship thing. Am I right in thinking Charlie last year, Ashley Hall, they had fucking Nancy Pelosi and a lot of fucking dignitaries to discuss internet censorship? You know, because people like us are going to be deemed as fucking subversives, aren't we? And when social credit comes in, we'll be banned from buying our fucking loaves and milk from Asda because you said a comment about fucking, I don't know, Chairman Mao in 1984.
That's exactly right, mate. That's exactly what's coming. And people, but it won't happen here.
But the thing is, I mean, what's he called? Brave New World. Aldous Huxley, in his book, he said there will be two societies. He said the slaves who accept everything that's fucking thrown at them just to live in the confines of the cities, and then he said there will be the savages what live on the outskirts and in their own communities. And I think you're heading for a society to be like fragmented. Really, do you think so? Communities are springing up all over the place. I mean, my friend made what's his friend? He's an associate. He made a lot of money, and they're building like a community in Mexico with medical centers and holistic healing centers, and there's loads of shit like that going on. You know, it's quite as much bad what's going on in the world, and a lot of people can get fucking scared about what's going on. What you have to remember is there's a lot of good going on. You go on Facebook and all the main social media platforms, you see fuck all. You know, because it's all shadow banned and it's all deleted in the ban. You go on to platforms like Getter, Gettr, and it's fucking wild with the shit people are posting, and people and patriots and whatever you want to call them. So I just said to people, you know, this is a spiritual war going on now. You know, it's going to go one way or other, but we're in with a good chance. It's a 50-50 thing.
It's not 50-50. We're fucking winning.
What?
I know
it's not
50-50.
We've won. We're going to win. We're always going to win. Good always wins. It always does.
It's just going to get worse.
This is probably not even fucking nowhere near end of this little battle. It'll probably be part of a war. So we'll win. Go on, Webby. Sorry, I interrupted you, mate.
No, I'm just saying you're right. I know he wins, but it's got to get worse, and it really has. It's got to get worse for people because people really think that they can still do what we were doing 5 years ago. We can't. They're not going to take everything that they've put in place. All of that's going to go away. No, I don't know how to describe it other than like the Hegelian dialectic. They've created the problems and they waited for the reaction, and they can't believe the reaction that they've had. I'm sure they can't. I'm sure they must think, well, we've done better than we expected here. But they've had a 2-year agenda, if you like. What comes after that? Well, if we're looking at the 2020 to 2030, they're looking at 10 years. They were talking about pandemics for 10, 12 years ago. They were talking about a pandemic that over a period of 10 years would, destroy half of the population of the world or more. Well, they've got that chance because if the information coming through about people who've had these injections have lowered their immune system levels so much that it's HIV-1 levels, then that means they're open to everything. And these people are working on viruses, infections that are gain-of-function infections. So it's going to come from an animal to a human. Or will the injections open up things in your own body where dormant cancer cells are awakened because of this technology we just don't know. Everything's opened and it looks like all the cards are in their hands. But we know that's not true, and we'll never know when it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. But this is the best I think that we can do with what we can achieve at the moment. I mean, Jimmy, you've been on some massive platforms. Can you imagine if while you were with Kimberly Stewart, you started to talk about this? Maybe the ratings would have gone up and everything.
No, I wouldn't get. They wouldn't have me anywhere near a fucking television program now, and I wouldn't want to go on because I was younger and naive, and you don't realize they're so clever with you when you're going on there, and you know they're your best friend, and they coax everything out of you that you knowing, and you see these. It's just a machine. I mean, you know what? Can I talk about this? Yeah, I fucking can. A manager I used to know managed a big famous comedian, and the manager died. He only managed him for a couple of years, and the manager died of cancer the other day. Now I went on that comedian's page to see if there's any tributes or anything. Fuck all, and it's just kind of that industry. It chews souls up, spits them out, and it's a devouring machine. And the world does. You know, a lot. The world is built on a pyramid system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of compliance, and the more compliant you are, you rise up faster. And you could be the most talented person in your field, and if you're a fucking maverick, you don't play by the rules, and you can't be controlled. You won't get on. The world lacks. They'll have somebody they'd rather have somebody less talented and more compliant than more talented than compliant, because they don't know what to do. Everything has to be structured and in its place. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't, getting back with it, going off on a tangent, I wouldn't go on. Somebody fucking phoned me up, like, go on that dinner date recently. You know, that fucking show, Dinner Date. And I said, look, love, I said, I'll go through the rigmarole with you, but I'm just not asked. And then I told him the gay bin story, and funnily enough, I've not heard from him since.
Have I ever told you that story, Jace? About the LGBTQ? Tell them the story, Jim.
Well, Wigan Council can't empty the bins every 2 weeks now. It's 3. And somebody at Wigan Council told me, well, we've no money at bins, but they're giving thousands to the Gay Pride March and stuff. So I made a video. It wasn't that funny, to be fair. And I just said, look, you've no money to empty the bins, but you've got money for Gay Pride. I said, I've got a solution. I said, get the fucking gays to empty the bins. And I ended up on front page of paper with a double page spread. And I'd always struggled for comedy work because of being politically incorrect. And that banged the final nail in the coffin of whatever comedy career I had left. And I was what they call now cancelled, you know, kind of thing. So, c'est la vie. You know, I don't regret it really. You know, because comedy.
Can you? You can't. Listen, I've been in that. I've not been nowhere near, but I've been on fucking game shows. So I've been in television environments. I went on fucking Weakest Link and I went on Golden Balls. And I know how they work. Yeah, they do. They get everything out of you. They've got a way. It's a technique. It's the media training. That's the teach them that is they get every single little thing they can out of you. And you know, when you don't want to play along, you ain't get anywhere.
And you just fucked off. And as soon as they've used you for what they want, you fucked off. Goodbye. Go on, slut. You know what I mean? I was on a reality TV show, and you know Big Brother, and it was kind of along the lines of Big Brother, an elimination process every week. It was only on Living TV channel. Well, you know what? Big Brother, there's a big fanfare, and they all come out of the house, and Davina and McCall or whoever fucking interviews them, blah blah blah. We were just given a fucking suitcase, sent back in the taxi to Wigan or wherever you fucking come from, and there was no kind of psychological speech, you know, or like see the counsellor where you have to be in there, are you going to readjust to the real world? Fuck straight off, and you see so many of these people who've been on reality TV shows have topped themselves because that's what they do. It takes strong characters to survive it, and a lot of people think that's it now. I'm famous, but they're not. You're just only famous till the next batch come in, and it's just like I said, it's just a machine. It just chews. They called it actually one of the terms they called it in television was the sausage factory. You know what I mean? Because they throw meat in pulverize it, and it comes out in fucking, you know,
in a nice neat package, and then it's eaten.
And then it's devoured. and then that's it. Job's fucking done, you know. But I think people are more into shit like this. You know, the popularity of live streams. Television's dying now. You know, if you was on television in 1973, when there's 3 channels, you were guaranteed millions of viewers. Now it's so fragmented and broke up, and there's millions of channels and stuff. You know what? I bet a lot of the internet stuff gets more views than terrestrial television. You know, so that people want stuff like this. I mean, we're all going to have to search for new platforms in the next few years because YouTube's going to get that way now. So everybody who's slightly contentious will be booted off. So we'll all have to find the next big thing on the next. The future is decentralized platforms, not centralized platforms like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's just fine. I mean, my song got thrown off YouTube, right? And it's on BitChute now. And BitChute's one, but a lot of people don't know what BitChute is. You know what I mean? So, which is frustrating, really, because it marginalises what you do. But if you go down that route, you have to accept that's the fucking rules, isn't it? That they don't want anything contentious or that can make people think. Thrown out on the mainstream.
Well, it's on YouTube on here anyway, so.
Well, you know what happened. You know what happened. I have a lot of people who don't like me, and that's one of them things, isn't it? And they reported it. And now a few channels have played the song, and nothing's happened to them. But because I've been reported, and somebody's obviously gone to town and wrote a fucking essay on, you know, and it's medical disinformation it's gone down under. But what can you do?
In song. In the form of song. Is that a violation of YouTube's terms and conditions?
Yeah, it should have said medical disinformation, but it just said medical disinformation.
Objection, Your Honour. Yes, it doesn't say musical medical misinformation. I mean, it's fucking. Yeah,
I'm not good at. You know what? You men are really switched on and good at all, and I'm no good at kind of debating and arguing with people. I'm just a kind of go and fuck myself. You know what I mean? I can't. I wish I could do what Webster does and you do, and Paul Maiden and stuff, and you can quote facts and figures, and I can't be arsed. You know what I mean? So I'm just somebody who points people in a direction. So look, he knows more about it than me. Go and talk to him. You know, kind of thing. But
what's your channel, Jimmy? Anyway, someone asked in chat.
Hey, that's exactly how I am, James. Don't feel alone on that.
Nice one, mate. But the channel's the Wigan Joker. The Wigan Joker. It is. I'm not here to promote my own channel. I'm just here to have a chat with you, men. But
someone asked.
I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I don't really think I'm these wankers. Anyway, you can find more of this stuff on.
Yes.
I also have a DVD out at the moment, and tour dates coming up.
And of course, you can get some chat in our chat room like this. I saw that Jew thing.
That's the next single.
You'll buy that.
That's my next single. It's released on KTEL next month, so you want to check that one out, you know.
And so, where can we donate to your channel, Lord?
I'll be on it. See, I'm not trying to steal anybody's fucking viewers, but I'm going to do.
Listen, mate, I like it. Spread them out. Let's spread them out.
I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing mine at 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? So, but anybody who comes on, bring your crash helmet because it's full of. It's not as structured and orderly as this. It's just that mentally ill people kind of thing, throwing crayons at each other.
That's if they've not ate them.
You know.
They're throwing crayons at each other if they've not ate them.
Well, I'll certainly be. I'll certainly be having a listen after I've.
No problem. I'll try and behave myself if you're listening, Jason. I feel like I should do. You know.
No, don't behave yourself. Fucking hell.
I've actually got a clay pipe up there. I might just like pretend to be Harold Wilson or something tonight. You know, identify as Harold Wilson.
I tell you what, we have got in common though, Jimmy.
Go on, sir. Wait, it's getting too cold. You look like Bruce Lee to wear the dragon there, but it's getting too cold. It's getting too cold in this house for vests. You know what I mean? It's bleak house, this place, so I have to wrap up. You know,
Yeah, BitChute has a lot of problems. Like BitChute needs some serious overhaul.
Yeah, I agree. It's a bit of a shit channel, isn't it? It's a bit of a shit platform, really. But what can you? At the moment, that song is it's on brand YouTube as well. But I'm not a fan of them. You know what I mean? Most people, your mainstream people, don't know about them, do they? So everybody's still gravitating towards YouTube, even though YouTube's on its last legs now. You know what I mean?
Did you know that YouTube's run by a Jew?
Fucking hell, flyers.
Fun fact. Fun fact.
I told you we're a fucking resident anti-Semite, didn't I?
Well, we have ours. Well, we have our own. We want to have our own resident nationalist, and you know what I mean. England's going to be a Muslim state in the next 20 years, and you know, so I can't wait. We can get 6 wives.
We did
You'll
weird.
be able to marry 7 and 8-year-olds as well, huh?
Oh no, I'm not. I used to like watching Jim Will Fix It, but that's about as far as I go on the Nancy front.
Hey, I've got a Jim Will Fix It T-shirt. A listener sent me a Jim Will Fix It T-shirt. I've got it in.
I've got one in kitchen.
Oh, excellent.
I often do a therapeutic. I had a proper wig, but this is shit. Because it's like Myra, it looks like Myra Hindley, so you can't on cross purposes really. But I had a proper blonde wig, and I do enjoy. I'm not doing it on your channel, but I do enjoy a good Jimmy Savile impression. No,
That's what I sort of like. It looks like you got a fucking big cock in your hand.
No,
And the corpse in the corner.
You were like waving a big cock in front of your face, man. I put it in chat room. I'm pretty sure I did. I must have been stoned, but I'm pretty sure I put it in chat room.
Jason, I'm sorry, but that's a bit Freudian. Then that you know what I mean? There's something of this there. I think you're trying to share something with the group.
Oh, listen, there's nothing else.
Jimmy, listen, when you've had a conversation with a lad who's on Skype and he's bollock naked in the bath having a wash while he's talking to you, you can't get shocked by anything that you see on here.
No.
Is that the good shit that you're doing there, Jace?
Actually, it's not too bad.
Well, I'm going to say you can actually remember what you're talking about tonight. Can't be that good.
I'm on my best behaviour because Jimmy's come on. See, with Lord James, we've got royalty on. So Jimmy and Jimmy Hagan as well.
Let me switch from a pipe.
You know, I ain't got. I've got two. We've got two Jameses in the building, so I've got to be on my best behavior. I've got to.
Speaking of James, Jason, you still got to get James Perloff on, bro.
I'd like to talk about the Kalergi plan, if I may.
Go on then.
Oh my god, the Kalergi.
No, I don't know much about it. I've got an idea about it. I'm just fucking about, but you know what I mean. I'm not here to bring the channel, cheapen your channel, and saccharize it with shit.
It's fucking evil, is what it is. I know all about the clergy plans. Fucking disgusting.
You set him off now. Just you fucking wait. It'll be fucking 10 million fucking good things about Hitler in a minute.
Yeah, 6 million. Remember?
Oh, fucking hell. Well, 6 million, 10 million. It's still a tragedy.
Yeah.
No, isn't 10 million a statistic?
It is.
It's not a tragedy. Statistic. That's why they love the statistics. How they love to lie with statistics.
Udo. Baby said anyway. We've got royalty and an Irishman as well. So he's probably like of royal blood.
Denny's an Irishman too.
No, he's German, didn't he?
No, he moved to Germany, but he's from Ireland.
Is it?
Yeah.
I got this fucking pipe off a car boot once. It's probably got fucking Omicron all over it. Fucking COVID-19. But it's better than a vaccine, really.
Is that a prop for a character? Is that what you get it for?
I think it probably would have been like you know what? One time in my life, I contemplated smoking a pipe when I was younger because I was always been a prick. It's not been like a kind of, you know, it's like you're either born a prick, I think, or you don't just become one. I don't think unless you get hit by an ice cream van and damaged or something.
Oh, I
I'm
don't know.
afraid-
I don't know about that. You can work on it. You can work on it.
True.
I'm the biggest prick here. Calling it now.
We can have a prick off. Well, that sounds a bit wrong. It depends who's listening in, doesn't it? Oh, my kind of channel.
£350. Fucking right, you're the biggest prick here.
You've won a Halfords voucher and a trip to Skulls.
Who you been? Can you do impressions?
Me?
Yeah.
I only do Savile. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm
Go
really.
on, do us a bit of Jim there. Now then, do you like it? Bring it, ladies and gentlemen. Mummies and daddies.
Well, guys and gals, welcome to the lovely little Raconteurs show with young little Jason and Webby. Wow. We also have the lovely little Jimmy Hagan, age 9, and Uni from America.
I'm a little girl.
Come and talk to me later.
Bring the candy. Bring the candy.
Have you ever met Hedward Heath?
I've heard of that name. Oh wait, David Koresh?
Do you want to come on a boat?
I want to come on a boat. Yes, that sounds very pleasant, if you know what I'm saying.
Get all you in it, for fuck's
I
sake.
bought you a one-way ticket.
Bebby in the chat room says, "Can anyone do Neil Sanders?" I think there was a few people wanting to do him.
Fuck, everyone wanted to do him, didn't they? We're a fucking brick.
Who's Neil Sanders?
He's the guy we had on. He's written a couple of books, and he's written a couple of really good books. 3 good books that I've got, and that I've read both thoroughly.
Okay.
Fucking hell, that were on Friday's show, and weren't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what did you think of Friday's show? I didn't get to see it because I wasn't here. But why does it say it's delisted or removed?
Were you late tonight, Yona?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Well, you were on it. Why do you think?
Yeah.
Fucking...
Wait, I wasn't on Friday's show.
Yes, you fucking were.
I wasn't here last Friday.
He was out
Yeah,
with
we
his
know
drum.
you weren't here, but you were on it.
God damn it! Are you?
Yeah. Anyway, what were my point? What were I saying?
No, I was saying like, why did the show get removed?
Oh yeah. You interrupted me then, didn't you? It got removed because I put a number up. I got this book and I put it up to camera, and there were a number on it that I didn't know what it were, and I'd written underneath, "I don't know what this number is." And sometime later, to remind myself that I didn't know what that number were, and so I showed it up on screen, and then because I don't know what fucking number it is, I don't know whether it's a fucking phone number, or a fucking credit card number, I don't know anything what it is, so I fucking took the show down. I could edit it out, but there's like already a couple of shows out that are due to be transmitted 24 hours after my death. So I might stick it in that section.
Jason, are you trying to give the whole world my phone number?
Yeah, because I've got your fucking phone number, I know.
Yeah, I mean you got Leeds' phone number. Why not?
Oh, go on then, give me your phone number. I'll ring your house up now, and I'll say, "Can I speak to your uni?"
They don't even know that name. My parents don't even know that name. They're probably like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Is that it? Are you done?
He gets shouted at. Jace.
I know it would.
Especially if he's
what were we talking about before? We were talking about Sanders, weren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, Neil Sanders. He basically came on the
You've
show.
read 3 books. You've read his 3 books.
He's written a couple of books. Yeah. And he's been on show, and he came on show with a rather controversial for this channel point of view based on COVID, and they were fucking everyone. People were ringing me up. People were trying to get on, let me on, and ripping shit out of him in chat room. So I'm going to get him on again. I've had him on a couple of times, and that everyone says, fucking hell, I'm not going to, fucking tell us on, I'm not coming. And then there's like better numbers than I've ever fucking got.
That's why I'm telling you, Jason, you need to have the guy that I was talking about earlier on. He's even better than Neil Sanders.
Listen, I haven't got round to fucking emailing person that you suggested first time. So
Jason,
he's raked out this, isn't he?
Tell you what, he's on Skype right now.
Sorry, gentlemen, thank you very much for having me. I'm going to have a smoke of my pipe and make a cup of tea before I start on my shift. But thank you very much for having me on your panel, and I shall speak to you all soon.
Yeah, cheers, Jimmy.
Thank you very much.
Good night, everyone over to Jimmy's after.
Thank you. The Wiggins Joker. If you're about, God bless everybody. Bye-bye.
See you later. Cheers. Thanks
Bye-bye.
There we go. Now there's fun again.
Yeah. So an interesting character, sounds like. I just put a sub into his channel there. I'll check him out later on and see what he's up to. It looks kind of interesting.
He made his name as a stand-up. He made his name as a stand-up comedian, but as things went on, he ended up on a reality TV show called Living with Kimberly Stewart, Rod Stewart's daughter, and he went over to America and did that. And then with his, like he said, he's not very PC, and as the comedy world got more PC, his work got less and less. People didn't want to book him. And then he made that comment about the gays got put into the mainstream media and nobody touched them.
Fucking joke though, that, isn't it?
Huh?
So what's Rod Stewart's what's Rod Stewart's daughter like? Is she? I hope she doesn't look like Rod.
To be fair, she doesn't look much. I mean, you're going back to about 2003, something like that. If you want to watch that.
Right.
Non-violent extremist is a real pal of Neil Sanders.
Yeah, he's put a couple of comments in there. I get a feeling he's not too Neil Sanders.
Listen, Neil, if you're listening, you're invited on. I'm not getting in touch with you though by message. It's like, I just don't know whether you want to come on or not. We can have a chat. Me, you, and Webby. We'll pick on you 2-on-1. That should be interesting.
After seeing how much you guys pick on me, I think he won't want to come on and be like, oh no, they're gonna treat me like uni.
To be fair, Taylor, Neil doesn't take all our weaponry off us, load them, oil them, and hand them us back, and then keep a gun to shoot himself in the foot as well.
Wait, what? I don't get it. You
give us all the ammunition, mate. You load our guns. We don't take them, mate. You do it. You love it. I think you're a bit of a masochist myself.
Listen, he's uni, innit, right? And when everybody hated him, I stuck with him, right? And so we're bringing him on. We're teaching him life skills here. We're teaching him how to talk to people.
Yeah. If he ever leaves his bedroom, he's going to be able to talk to people.
He will be able to talk to people face to face. They have to have a conversation through them windows that he wears. No, I wouldn't have you on if we didn't like you, so don't take it to heart. We're really messing anyway, you fucking fat cunt.
Hey, you're just as fat as I am.
Yeah, fucking hell. I'm obese.
What you're saying, Bolt? He can finish her. Oh my god.
So, Jimmy, what's going on in your world?
Well, about the same as what's going on in your world, I think, as the whole narrative appears to be crumbling, and it's like the dominoes are falling at the moment. So the only thing that they haven't dropped over here just yet is the masks in certain places, like in retails and the schools. They still muzzle the kids here. So, but I imagine that'll be sorted out soon enough. I think it's well and truly over now. I was a little bit wary over the last few days. It says, look, they're not going to give up that easily. But no, I think it's over now.
Yeah.
Maybe in the UK, not over here. Not over here. It's not.
No, you're a bit further down the line. I've just posted a BBC article there. Volunteers are being urged to participate in a study of a life-saving treatment for coronavirus in the UK. Pills.
Who's making the treatment, by the way? It's not Pfizer by any chance, is it? Or
Well, if you look at some of the stories, Novak Djokovic has got an 80% stakehold in it.
yeah, I'm a bit wary. Like, I mean, I'd be very wary about any products being bought out by Pfizer or AstraZeneca or any of those companies. I'm all for the existing treatments for it, you know, like the
Wait, Jimmy, it doesn't get any better. Merck.
yeah.
Merck Sharp and Dome, DOHME, MSD, and the product is called Molnupiravir. Molnupiravir. I know I'm not pronouncing that right, but the pill being used in the panoramic trial. Wow.
I think
And
it'd be safe.
they've been pushing this on asthmatics. Well, we've got this new pill. Would you like to try it instead of the vaccine?
Yeah, I think it'd be safe to avoid any of those new products. You know, I think if it was up to me personally, I'd be still going for the quercetin and zinc option. You know, stick with the ones that we know to work, like the ivermectins and hydroxychloroquines with zinc and stuff like that. And at least we know for sure that they work. I mean, if it's a new drug coming out, I'm sure it's going to be going on trial, just like the jabs, you know. So I imagine that they're still not properly tested and they'll be probably on trial. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think same. I don't know what you said. You said something about these things. They're talking about them taking using a pill rather than an injection.
No. What I'm saying is, like, whatever new pills that they're going to be bringing out as treatments, like, they're probably going to be just in trial phases, because I imagine, like, if they're only coming out, they're just brand new on the market. They're probably not trial tested or nothing. So
No, they want volunteers for it, Jim. They're asking for volunteers for it now, for the trials.
Right. And so, like, for a trial for a drug, what do you think? Would they have to go through an extensive couple of year trial first?
Yeah, they have to go through all sorts of different shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not what we need now. The way I look at it is, what we need now is not more trials, but we need something that actually proven to work. And we have plenty of things that are already proven to work. We don't need anything new. We've got existing treatments already. So let's just get them out to people.
I think they'll have enough idiots who will volunteer for this.
I think you're right, Webby, you know. I think everybody's brains are turned into mushy spaghetti now at this stage. And
I mean, the people who I know in my family who are double jabbed, they're all asking questions now. They're all asking questions because it's not they've done things for the right reasons and they've done it because of fear, but they've not got what they were promised, and they still got ill anyway. So people have got to, even people who are rule followers, like some people I know, it gets to a point where that line is, you've crossed that line. I don't believe anything you're saying now, you know. But then you have people who get revelation from watching a documentary about social services in America failing this kid who'd been reported, but because it was 4:45 and the manager didn't want to pay the social worker overtime, he told him to forget it. Well, the kid died that night after years of abuse. I mean, the injuries on this child were just horrendous over years, and the parents got done for manslaughter and not murder because it wasn't premeditated. It was abuse that was always happening, but it had just gone a bit too far. And then when they broke it all down, it was all to do with money. this firm who was subcontracted to the social services was making billions. They were getting multi-billion-dollar contracts, but when you went through the accounts, it was 400,000 for this, 365,000 for that. It was all in the hundreds of thousands, yet they were billions. So these people were like, when we were, because these people are foster families. And this is when you mentioned it years ago. I took it as a slight on me that you was having a go at me because we don't join for money. And they don't. They actually do it for the benefit of the children. And she said, "But I know you were right now." She went, I just can't believe that it was all about the money. I went, if you think that is the worst thing that's going on, I don't know what to say to you. I said, because that's all that everything is about balance sheets. It's not even about money, but you have to talk to people who are still dealing with that aspect, that money is being stolen and people are dying, and these kids are being abused and killed and trafficked. And these people even know people who fostered kids who were saved from trafficking. And they weren't foreign kids, they were English kids, and their English parents had sold them into trafficking. So you've got to know this goes on everywhere. It's not just foreign kids, it's not just America, it's everywhere. And yet, just a TV show, a mainstream TV show, expose that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there was that case there that those two children from
You know what? Hang on a minute.
Wales.
Hang on, Jimmy. Was that your ringtone?
That's a ringtone, yeah.
Is that your ringtone, Webby?
Only for a certain person.
All right. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, Jimmy. You carry on.
No, it's okay. No, I was just thinking about that case of the two children from Wales who were sold to that Supreme Court justice over in America. Is his name Roberts? I think it was. I think the children were trafficked through to somewhere in South America, and then he bought them down there and brought them home. So, are you aware of that case, Webby?
No, I've not heard that.
Yeah, Justice Roberts. Yeah. The two Welsh kids that were bought, trafficked to him. I think the parents were involved in that as well too. That's an interesting one.
So again, I think it's primed for this story to come out, that this is going on, and it's primed for a saviour to come on the scene and show everything that's been going on all this time, from all the manipulation and all the lies. It's primed for somebody to come onto the scene and save the world type thing. This is the time that people have got to start thinking.
This is the time that we need to be really, really on the ball, because I think Trump has been set up to become this this fundamentalist Christian savior, right? Because you were saying there earlier on about how Christians are being attacked, and you have to think: is this being set up to what's the word I'm looking for, to get the Christians riled up and mobilized and get them ready for war? Because an awful lot of these Christians are really fundamentalists. They're crazy in the head. Sorry if people, I don't mean that in a derogatory, because I don't mean to put Christians down, but there's a hell of a lot of them, and they're hell bent on war. These people, they're crazy.
They're not real Christians if they do that.
I'll just say, Jimmy, if you're a Christian, you cannot be a fundamentalist wanting war. That's not a Christian. It really isn't. So what you're saying is these factions, they're all built from indoctrination, from whatever they're looking at, because I'm a Christian and I understand that is all a controlled manipulation, but you've got all those factions. The thing is, it's always the Christian part of the Bible that is always attacked, that is always put down, that is always wrong. There's no created doubt. It's from a big bang and we're all here. Yet we all stay on the same, all these religions all like each other behind the scenes, because we're all going to the same place. We're just going in different forms of transport. Well, that's all part of the New Age lie type thing, mixing in with all the energies and ordering from the universe and all that. And I've done all that, Jim, and it left me feeling empty. So I still had nothing. And it was only when I'd lost everything, and people could say, "Well, you've lost everything, and then you've just grasped onto something." It's the only bit of truth that I've found. And when you're talking about this man is going to come on the scene, right? And this man is going to possibly announce that he is God. If a man announces themselves as God, you know that this is the end and it's coming, because everything that's been written there has started to come true. We're stuck is it self prophesizing, self fulfilling, or is it being fulfilled? Is it being manipulated? I think there's an argument for both.
I'm definitely like, because I've been doing an awful lot of research into it, like especially Christian identity and the Bible, and I've been tracking the source, and to be honest, it's starting to look like it's a great big setup. Like it looks like the Bible has been plagiarized from previous, from so some scholars can definitely pin it down to 1500 years BC, going back to Greek times, but you can actually trace it further back. You can trace it back to 3,000 years and Babylonian, Sumerian, and there's even some evidence that like the Christian Bible may have been plagiarized from the old Irish pagan religions. And I'm starting to lean this way myself. I'm really starting to. So I'm still looking into it, like, but
the way
what's written down in the Bible, carry on, but Webby.
I'm just going to say the way I look at it, Jim, is that Catholicism, Church of England, that isn't Christianity. That what you were talking about then, the Bible being plagiarized, I think it's the opposite way around. I think when you're looking at the oldest Hebrew text in Hebrew, and the best translation we can get is through Greek to the English, so that's all we can work on. When we find out where that text comes from, it's the oldest writings that we've got. It beats the Sumerian. It goes back way beyond with Old Testament. But the plagiarism is that good. We've got all these other religions and you can't differentiate. Well, the Bible's set up in that way. You know, Scripture states that the people's hearts would be hardened. People will see but not perceive. People will hear but not understand. That's where we're at now. Now, I, like you are, Jimmy, you're looking. You are looking for something that you just don't know what it is. I didn't know. I'd read the Bible, understood it. It's law, and if it's law, it's got to be simple for it to be correct. So basically, the only, and I don't like to use the term religion, but the only thing from that scripture that I get is that you've got one way to be saved. That's it. And it's never changed from that. That's still only one way. It's not gone, well, it's that and this as well. Oh, and by the way, once you're saved, you're always saved. Well, that's correct that once you're saved, you are always saved. But then if you start to go against the commandments again, you know, stealing or lying and things like that, you aren't saved. So it's not once saved, always saved. But people have a churchianity thing going on where they listen to a man say, well, that's what this means. I don't trust man, so I went and read it myself. I understood it, but I didn't believe. Then when I believed, I can't explain how I've got to that point because it was from not believing and then straight to believing. There was no way I could fill that bit in between because that's the faith. I can't prove it. I can't show it. All I can say is that the text that is the oldest hasn't changed, but all the other texts around it, from Christianity to Hindu to everything, has changed it into a new age, from pagan to everything. You know, we're no different. We're still following the same symbols as to when we used to sacrifice our firstborn to Moloch. So there's nothing changed there. And it's all saying the same stuff apart from one that says there's only one way. This is what you must do. If you don't, you've got free will. You don't have to, but you're not saved. When you understand it that clearly, it's one thing. But to believe it, you've got to be saved. Well, you could sit there forever and go, I want to believe, and you just don't. So I didn't know how to do that. So again, all those questions, all the theology you got to study. I mean, I've just started studying some really controversial stuff, Jim. If you want to have a look in it, about the Quran, the Quran, the original Quran, which is they were all destroyed, but the original Quran was written in Aramaic. So if you've got a Quran in Aramaic, that shows that it's a Christian splinter group that started that. Now that is massively controversial, because then he brings into the fact that for Muhammad, there's nothing before the 7th century about him. So we've got questions, but you're not allowed to ask those questions about anything these days. So that's where the danger lies, Jim. I think the information's there, but I think the information could be true that they want censoring, and they're jumping all over that now. So I think it's going to be an interesting year. But haven't we said that the last 2 years, Jace?
Yeah, we have. We've said fucking loads of stuff, and it's just mainly I can't see fucking any of it not being fucking having some semblance of truth.
Yeah.
You just don't fucking know. You just don't know. Anyway, listen, let's get off to fucking Jimmy's. Everybody go over to Jimmy's. Go and see Jimmy. We've done 2 hours. Excellent stuff.
Did you start earlier tonight, Jason?
8 o'clock on Tuesday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
8 o'clock on Tuesday, yeah, Jimmy. So it's 8 till 10, and
but before we go off, I just wanted to say one more thing to Webby on the origins of Jesus Christ, and I'll tell you where I've traced Jesus Christ back to Ireland, and it seems that Jesus Christ was originally a man called Iesa Christa. He was the old Irish savior in the old Irish savior religion. Now that's how far I've traced Jesus Christ back to. So Iesa Christa. Interesting one for you to look up. I'll leave it at that, because we'll get off and have a look at Jimmy's channel.
Jesus is Irish, then.
That's where I've traced Iesa. That's where I've chased Jesus Christ back to. Yeah, Iesa Christa.
What about Yeshua from the Old Testament?
I think they're all the one. They're all the one. It's all the one. They're all talking about the same, and it's just been rehashed over and over and over again by various different religions and in different forms. All the different religions, they have the same characters, just different names. But they can all be
traced. I'm not going to get into some fucking theological fucking.
Hang on though. Yeah, it's that you're true. That's true. That's all different aspects of it, but it all comes from one. So you lump in the original text in with all the rubbish, all the Gnostics. So there's a lot of great information in the Gnostics. So much great information in the Gnostics. It colours in Genesis, because if you read Genesis, it's very basic. It's like a schematic diagram, and you've got so many other books like Jasher and Enoch and Ezra that all fills that in, colours it in. So if you look at all the text ancient, then you can see how the plagiarism. That's how I look at it, engineering it backwards, Jim, because I started off with all the newer stuff, being in the now and all that kind of stuff, and I never found anything. And then I found this, and it was just a literal revelation to me. So, but I'll never look in.
How come Adam's first wife was never spoken about?
Well, this is it. People don't even know about the pre-Adamic world. So, anyway, Jason's getting all upset there.
I know. Fucking hell! Fuck me! You say it's coming to end, but you're starting at fucking beginning. Even fucking before beginning.
I'm horny.
Fucking Adam's fucking first wife. Jesus Christ! I didn't know. When did this happen? Anyway, please do not answer that. Anyway, listen, everyone, get over to Jimmy's. I'm going to pop over in a bit. I'm just going to sort everything out, wheat dog and everything. Thanks to Webby. as usual, and Jimmy and Uni for coming on tonight and having a good chat. Thanks, chaps, and thanks to everyone in chat room. It's been super. And please, if you don't listen to Eve. Yeah, he's a git. Cheers. Anyway, thanks everybody. Take care now.
Bye bye.